Good morning, second graders. Today we're going to learn about landforms, all different kinds of landforms. And first I'm going to show you something you can do with your hands, and it'll help you remember the landforms because there's a lot of them. So everyone close your fist, and if you look at your knuckles, they're kind of like mountains because they're raised and they're very tall. And then the area in between your knuckles are called valleys. They're very low, and it's in between two mountains that we make a valley. And if you look at your hand, it's kind of like if this were the land, it's kind of raised up and flat. And that's what we call a plateau. And then if you open your hand, the whole flat area, your palm, that's very flat and long, and it's kind of like a plane. And then you have little lines all over your hands, and those are rivers. And then if you notice, all of the lines come out at the same spot. So this could be like emptying into the ocean. So the area around your hand is the ocean. And your fingers are surrounded by the ocean on three sides. So that's what we call a peninsula. So how many peninsulas do you have on your hand?
5.
5, right. And if you hold little fingers out here, those are kind of like islands because they're not attached to anything to learn. So you can know all of them on your hand. That's pretty cool. So now we're going to make a graphic organizer, and it's going to be so that you can use to study. So take a piece of paper on your desk and fold it in half, hot dog style, and then we're going to divide it into 9 equal-sized sections. And then once you divide it, go ahead and use the scissors and cut on each line up until the edge of the book. So when you're done, you'll have a bunch of little tabs. You'll have 9. And on the tabs, I want you to write these words. These are the names of our landforms. So each tab you'll write a word. So the first one's going to be islands, and the second one will be lakes, all the way down the list. Okay, now that you've written the names on them, we're going to open the book. This is what it looks like on the inside. And on this side, which is right underneath the flat, we're going to write the definitions of all these landforms. So let's go through them. Have them written on the board. So our first landform is an island. So looking over here at the definitions, I think an island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. So in your book, you're actually going to write the whole definition, but up here I'm just going to write the letter. So an island is a piece of land surrounded by water on all sides. Next is lake. And that is a body of water surrounded by land on all sides. A lot of y'all go swimming in the lake at summertime, don't you? And there's land all around it. Those are the banks. Okay, so next is a mountain. And a mountain, like on our hand, is very tall. So it's a tall piece of land and it's raised up. We have a lot of mountains in Tennessee, don't we? Yes. Okay, so the next is ocean, and an ocean has salt water in it. So it's a large body of salt water. And right down here, I'm going to skip a few, and I'm going to go to rivers, because on our hand, our rivers empty into oceans. So a river is a body of flowing water that empties into an ocean. Okay, back up. Peninsula. On our hand, we had 5 peninsulas, and we said it was surrounded by water on 3 sides. So a piece of land surrounded by water on 3 sides is E, which is peninsula. Next is plains, and plain was our flat palm, so it is a large flat area of land, and a lot of deserts are plains because they're very large and very flat. Next is a plateau, and we said that it was this part of our hand. It's kind of raised up and it's flat on the top. So a large raised area on earth is a plateau, and the last one is valleys. And we have valleys on our hands in between our 2 mountains, so they're low places. So a low area between 2 mountains is a valley. So after you write all of the definitions in your book, when you go home tonight, I want you to use the other side of the flat that we have not written on. I want you to draw a picture of each of the landforms. And and then we're going to talk about it more when we come back to class tomorrow.